Welcome to our channel, the fastest, most complete and most dramatic update of the blockbuster TV series Beyond the Gates. Join us to discover the shocking secrets. Breathtaking shocks and dramatic twists in the episode airing on Monday, June 18th. Don't forget to subscribe and follow the channel so you don't miss any exciting moments. It all started in silence, a seemingly peaceful day, with no signs of any storms. But in a world full of unspoken things, sometimes silence is a sign of horrors about to strike. Bill, the man who always kept a strong appearance, controlling everything with a cold calm, suddenly collapsed in severe pain, leaving everyone around him speechless. No one could have guessed that the man who had stood firm through the Dupree family's greatest crises was now silently struggling with an unnamed pain that tormented him every hour, every minute. Haley was the one who witnessed it all. She stood there, helpless, panicking as she saw Bill cower as if something was tearing him apart from the inside. Between Bill's gasps and his desperate grimaces, she could feel the fear growing inside her. She had always felt that something was wrong, the times Bill used busy excuses to avoid meeting him. The signs of fatigue that flashed across his eyes when he thought no one was looking, the nights he suddenly disappeared without explanation. All of those things had been just vague suspicions. But now, everything seemed to be confirmed by the vivid image before her eyes. Bill was hiding a secret, and it could be a serious illness that was gnawing at his life every day. Haley began to fall into a state of crisis. She couldn't focus on anything, couldn't pretend that everything was okay. She secretly searched Bill's office, secretly read medical bills, took pictures of prescriptions, followed his secret schedule. The more she investigated, the closer she got to the truth. Strange test results. Bill's sudden disappearances during doctor's appointments, a missed call from a neurologist, all lead Haley to the same terrifying conclusion. Bill has a serious illness. And he has no intention of sharing it with anyone, including her. Meanwhile, in a completely different emotional space, Andre is caught in the vortex of his own tragedy. After all his efforts to pull Ted away from the ghost of his past called Eva, Andre feels like a fool when he discovers that Ted's feelings for Eva were never really over. Despite Ted's promises that everything with Eva is in the past, that he's ready to move on, Andre can't shake the feeling that something is wrong. And then the truth burst out in a bitter moment, a regretful look Ted gave Eva at the fundraiser, a hastily deleted text message, and especially a secret, calculating meeting. Andre was numb. He felt betrayed, as if all the trust he had ever placed in Ted had now been a cruel joke of fate. He wondered how many times Ted had lied to him. How many times Ted had thought of Eva while pretending to build a future with him. Anger flared up in Andre, but mixed with it was an overwhelming pain. Nothing was more cruel than seeing the person you trusted most still immersed in a condemned love affair, a love that had nearly destroyed the Dupree family. He understood that the truth was sometimes the cruelest thing of all, and in this world, trust was a luxury that was more fragile than glass. But the biggest shock is still waiting at the end, a breathtaking turn in Chelsea's love life. No longer a rumor, no longer a doubt. Chelsea and Madison have officially entered a serious relationship, a truth that shakes the entire power structure and standards of the Dupree family. Chelsea, the woman who once declared that she would never put her heart in the hands of anyone after a series of persistent hurts, now chooses Madison, a person who was once shunned by her family, even considered a threat to their reputation and traditional values. Madison was more than a controversial choice, she was a symbol of rebellion, of the past Chelsea had tried to bury. But somehow, Madison made Chelsea feel like herself. They no longer had to hide. They held hands and appeared in public, not avoiding the press, not avoiding the scrutiny of the upper class. Chelsea knew the consequences, but she was undaunted. She understood that this move could cost her everything, her fortune, her family's support, even her position in the Dupree empire. But in return, she gained what she had lost for so long, freedom and a love that knew no bounds. The Dupree family was like a volcano about to erupt. The conservatives in the family could not accept Chelsea's involvement with Madison. They held internal meetings, made plans to isolate her, and even considered taking away her inheritance. Meanwhile, the media exploited every detail to weave sensational headlines, turning Chelsea and Madison's story into a public fever. But instead of running away, Chelsea and Madison remained steadfast. Each time they were attacked, they only became more united and stronger. For them, this love was not just an emotion, but a fight for the right to exist. The right to live truly and love truly. While everything was falling into chaos, the darkness of illness was still silently gnawing at Bill every hour. Haley was getting closer and closer to the dark truth that Bill tried to bury. Andre was falling into a crisis of faith, and might soon choose to leave everything. Ted was still immersed in the old, uncontrollable emotions. Chelsea and Madison, despite public opinion and opposition from their families, still choose to go together until the end. In the world of Beyond the Gates, nothing is absolute. Every choice is a double-edged sword. Every relationship is a ticking time bomb. And as everything is gradually exposed, long-buried secrets begin to rise, threatening to sweep away everything in its path. Thank you for joining our channel to discover the breathtaking developments in the episode of Beyond the Gates airing on Monday, June 18th. Keep watching and subscribing to the channel so you don't miss the next shocks, where each episode can change everything forever.